Presenting the Kia Soul. Now Kia have been in the electric game for some years, and it all started with this, and that was back in 2015. This is one funky machine. I'm Ben Quirk, welcome to Planet Auto. Fully electric powertrain, funky looks, and it certainly stands out in a crowd. And the other thing is, it's pretty peppy. I mean, we know that EV powertrains are pretty rapid anyway, but this, it'll put a smile on your face. You can see, I suppose it's what you call typical Kia design language. However, this almost looks a bit Hellcat. Not what you expected to see. Big chunky bumper and some driving lamps down here. And even the shaping of the bulbs inside, it just gives it character. I'm a soul man, and to be honest, I am. It really grabs me. Nice and easy to charge. And unlike most vehicles, it charges on the front. But it just makes it easy. You just drive into the bay, plug in, done. It'll home charge, it'll type 2 charge, and rapid charge. And I am a fan of this in the bonnet. It was just something different. It's lifted that Commodore Garden shape and given it a soulful, funky side. And I like it. The thing is, this is built for practicality. And it's got that in droves. I suppose it reminds me of a Yeti. But let's face it, that was a damn good car. So for Kia to build something with a similar kind of proportion, shall we say, was very clever, especially with an electric powertrain. Funky satin roof rails, glossy black roof, and A-pillars. That's it, a two-tone car always looks the part. Keyless entry, colour-coded door handles, and some chunky side skirts. And it gives it an off-roady style with the cladding on the arches. As for the wheels, well, they suit it. It doesn't look over the top, it just looks, it's well balanced. Yeah, weirdly, doors don't cover the sills. This is the one vehicle you think you'd see it on. But anyway, let's take a look inside. Nice wide opening door. Solid plastics, but that makes it easy to clean. Nice and robust. This I like. So you've got a cutout here as a handle and a Harman Kardon sound system. Climbing in, absolutely no problem. And the seats raised up as well. I suppose you call it an MPV driving position. I do like raised seats. We had a Zara Picasso and it was a fantastic vehicle. Now obviously somebody's decided they wanted the seat on the roof. If you drop that, yeah, still a raised position. But I've now got 3 or 4 inches of headroom. This looks fully kitted out. Nice and supportive, comfortable seats. Reach and rake in the steering wheel. And the styling on here, rotary, with little buttons. Oh, this is cool. Looks like these are tweeters. Lane departure warning, cross traffic alert. Wow, it's fully loaded. Lovely infotainment screen, and it's enveloped into the dash. Rotary dials, switch gear feels pretty good. And build quality as a whole, little bit of flex, but still pretty damn solid. Looks simplicity to use the drivetrain too. Reverse neutral drive. Heated seats, heated steering wheel, parking sensors, and it looks like it's got a reversing camera as well. The list goes on. It's rather sleek in here. You wouldn't expect this kind of profile in a vehicle like this. I suppose the key word in this is funky, and it carries it off with style. Right, no old school handbrake. Let's try the back. Okay, the door doesn't open as wide as I thought it would, but this looks a decent opening. Yeah, it's, because the seat's set for me at 6'3", it is a bit of a squish in, but it is possible. The headroom, I've got absolutely no problem, so as long as I'm not so lavish in the front, it'd be all good, to be honest. I can get my feet under the seats, and we've got a decent area here. Flip cap USB in the middle. Oh, and some funky styling. And look at that, a padded armrest. I like what I see. Nice light headliner. No grab handle above the driver's door, but there is one above others. And a coat hook here. One mat pocket. I've never understood that. Oh well. No vents in the middle. But you do have, oh, comfortable seats. Nice and supportive. Isofix points. It's a good practical vehicle. Perfect for the family, to be honest. Right, let's take a look in the boot. One thing that sets this car off is the red. Chunky styling, interesting lenses. Look, it runs all the way round here. It's a really nice design feature. And the brand new Kia badge. Lots of gloss. And with a blacked out back window, it just looks pretty sinister, to be honest, which you never thought you'd say about a Soul. Seems to be such a kind and cute vehicle. Decent ride height too, so you can afford to get a little adventurous. It's a perfect vehicle to say go camping. And with an electric powertrain, you can get there in double quick time too. Let's take a look in the boot. Nice and easy to load, minimal lip, tethering points. You've even got, it looks like a Harman Kardon sub in the boot. Yeah, it's not the biggest boot. It's perfectly fine for shopping and going on jaunts. Got some charging cables down there. One thing that really appeals is a proper parcel shelf. That means you can get some plants in here and all types of things. Drop in the seats, nice and easy. Push this. And it increases, well, pretty substantially. 60-40 folding seats. And look, no gap. Yeah, it makes it easy to load big items in, especially with the reduced boot lip. The Soul is such an interesting vehicle. Dynamics, the way it drives. Welcome behind the wheel of the funky Kia Soul, fully electric. And this is the latest generation. So yeah, the overall shape and things just hasn't changed. It's had styling tweaks and facelifts. But the essence of the car has remained exactly the same, which I think is key for the Soul. It's like a funky MPV. So let's shut all the windows, because for some reason we've got every window down in the car. So we've got 153 miles of range. And I can see, I've got the energy flow here, digital analog readout, and a little fuel computer. So let's see how fast it is off the lights. Yeah, it's pretty quick, and then for some reason it gets quicker. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. I expected it to be fast. But I suppose that makes perfect sense, because then it won't wheel spin. It feels nicely balanced, comfortable suspension, and you can tell there's weight behind it because it feels glued to the road like every other EV. But that means it's nimble and agile. We've got lots of safety in here. At a glance I can see things like lane departure warning, road sign recognition, steering. Well, it's not the heaviest, but it is very, very responsive. You just give it a little twist and it just, yeah, very good. Good feedback. Yeah, let's see what this can do. What a 90-degree bends around here, sweeping. Love that sound. Wow. Yeah, it's lively. Yeah, this is impressive. And considering its dimensions, it handles. Well, it cruises along at 60 miles an hour. Lane departure warning going a bit crazy there. Comfortable suspension, not too stiff. And takes pretty much everything. Check those for brakes. No, I like this power delivery. Right, so we've got paddles on the back of the steering wheel, and that's for regen. So if you use the right one, it'll coast more. Driving modes. There we go. When it comes to the driving modes, we've got Eco, Normal and Sport. When you go into Eco, you can feel it seriously power down, and that's obviously the best mode to drive in if you're trying to get miles. Well, I think it's miles per kilowatt hour. You feel it pick up its feet. And then if you hit Sport, wow, yeah, this is pretty quick. It also reduces the regen too. Oops, bit of wheel spin. If you look at the cluster as well, you can see the torque. So when I plant the foot, whee, almost 100%. And you've got your charge and your power, so you can see when it's regenning. It also goes red when you go into Sport. I didn't expect that. Yeah. Little bit of torque steer, like that. Very short and sweet, but at the same time extremely enjoyable. I can see why people buy the Soul. It's got like the old school looks, lots of practicality, but with an electric powertrain it completely transforms this type of vehicle. Immensely fun, especially in sport, but it doesn't seem to really guzzle range either. Nice and easy to read everything, decent infotainment screen, and options throughout. Price? Well, yeah, I think it's competitively priced too. And the other thing is, this type of vehicle, well, they're sadly being phased out, and there's only a handful of vehicles left in this class. But let's hope the Soul continues to live on for many, many years.